I'm a nobody, man. I'm not here to tell you what to do, how you should think, how you should act, how you should move forward with your journey and stuff like that. That's a personal thing. That's a you thing. But I am here to encourage you or give you a little bit of insight that at some point, whatever it is that you want to create, whether it's a YouTube channel, right, or create some kind of content, or you want to be a business owner or a scholar, whatever it is that you want to do, I think the best thing you could do is just take imperfect action, man. And I think one of the main things that keeps us from taking consistent action or taking any action at all is really distraction. It's not that we can't. It's not that you can't. It's not that you're incapable. Regardless of your current situation in life, you may have 4 kids. You may have 2 jobs, right? You may have, you may be drowning in debt. But there's probably millions of other people in your same situation and even worse situations that have figured out how to move further along in their journey. I could pretty much guarantee you that the ones that have taken action and that have reached a certain level of success have done it imperfectly. Now, our phones are a big distraction. But that's not all our phones are. Our phones aren't just a distraction. I look at our phones like fire. Fire can burn you, right? But fire can also cook your food. Fire can also keep your home warm. But if we're not responsible with that fire, it can burn us. It can burn us and it can burn those around us. Another part of the human condition is this thing they call analysis paralysis, where we prepare. There's a journey we want to go on. There's a goal we want to meet. And we want to take the correct steps so we don't waste time, so we don't hurt ourselves, so we don't bump our heads. But in too many circumstances, that's as far as people will go. The preparation. Like if you're trying to go on vacation and like, all right, I want to go halfway across the world. What do I need to do? Get my visa, get my passport, buy the clothes, book the tickets, XYZ. And they do all these things, but never get on the plane to fly halfway across the world, which was their intention in the first place. They're always in preparation mode. Some people like to prepare for the driving test. Some people like to drive, right? So I think it's a matter of finding balance. You take your phone, but instead of just being a consumer of people's content, whether you're watching brain rot or whether you're watching things to help you prepare for your journey, instead of just staying there, balance it out with becoming a producer, right? Taking that same phone that you use to distract yourself or prepare and start to go on the journey imperfectly. Making mistakes, bump your head. Because even if you prepare, which I found personally, and you listen to people who have had a considerable amount of success, even if they prepared and they did all the preparation that was mentally and physically possible, they still bump their heads. They still make mistakes. There are still curveballs that they didn't expect, because that's just the human condition. That's just life. That's how this thing works for the most part. Again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to share some insight with you. So take that phone, instead of preparing or instead of distracting yourself, use it to cook your food, so to speak, in the fire example. And by cooking your food, we mean produce. Hit that play button. Record yourself on YouTube. Record your podcast. Do interviews. Whatever it is that you want to do that thing imperfectly. I think experience is also the best teacher. There are things that you can learn from other people's mistakes and other people's successes, and those things can translate to your personal journey, but you're unique. Your life is unique. So the best way you're going to learn how your journey works and the steps you need to take to blaze your own personal trail is only going to come through action. It's only going to come through execution. It's only going to come through making the mistakes. And a lot of times we got to do this before we're ready. I remember my first trip overseas when I started photography, videography, about the end of 2014, beginning of 2015. By the end of 2016, I had my first invitation to fly to Thailand for 2 weeks to film for this health and wellness company. Now, the people reached out to me. I didn't know this guy. He's from Australia. The people reached out to me. They said they love my work because I've been posting some clips on Facebook. And he asked me a question: can I fly you out to Thailand for 2 weeks? Everything paid for. I just need you to capture our event for a couple of weeks. And I said yes. And when I said yes, trust me, I was over the moon with the fact that somebody wanted to hire me to do this thing, this new love I had connected with and discovered. But then after, we had our conversations, the contracts were signed, I started to get a little bit nervous because I was like, I'm not really ready. Like, I've created some videos here and there, some YouTube videos. I, for the most part, get the technicalities of how to create a video, but I'm not ready for real. But I still said yes. I even got my brother, my homie, to go with me, which is the biggest flex. All right, that brought me the most joy. But I went out there, flew out there, had a good time, but I was really stressed the whole time because I'm like, yo, this is a lot of pressure on my back. And this wasn't something I was expecting. Obviously, I wanted to advance in my career. I wanted to make things happen. Then when I got a great opportunity, Instead of me feeling just joy, I felt joy and a bunch of stress. Because I'm like, what if I mess this up? I'm not exactly sure how to get the audio to sound right. I hope the video comes out right. Like, I hope there's no technical difficulties, because if I come back with nothing, that's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be devastating, low-key, to my career personally. Probably wouldn't have been an be all, but it wouldn't be a good time. But I went out there, stressed through it, did the best I could do, came back, and the videos wound up being okay. And that lesson, right, which took about a month, because I flew out there for 2 weeks, came back, and it took me about a couple of weeks to put the videos together. That experience of me just saying yes and being a producer and not just waiting and staying in this constant state of preparation, that built so much confidence. Now, it wasn't perfect. I failed a lot on this joint too. It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. What's the phrase? Done is better than perfect. So if you take anything away from this video, it's that you can use your phone to be distracted, or you can use your phone to prepare. But most importantly, use your phone, use your resources, use your skills to execute, because that's the best way you're going to learn. That's the only way you're going to learn. And that's really the only way you're going to get along on your journey. That's really the only way you're going to get to the next level. Another thing you got to realize, even when you're on this journey and you're climbing the mountain and you reach the pinnacle at the top of that mountain, what you realize is that the top of that mountain is really just the bottom of the next mountain. And then you climb the next mountain. That's really just the bottom of the next mountain, right? And you just constantly climbing. You're constantly climbing, constantly making adjustments. And that never ends. And I think once you get to the point where you realize this is going to be a roller coaster ride, this is going to be an adventure, and be okay with that, once you come to that realization, I think you'll be pretty much unstoppable in whatever it is that you want to do, because you're not stuck in preparation. You're constantly putting one foot in front of the other and getting things done. You know what I'm saying? I hope this helps somebody out there, right? Even if this just helps you take the first step, hit that record button or buy that gear or have that conversation, whatever it is that you need to do or want to do in your journey. I hope this helps you take that first step. And most importantly, I hope this helps you get to the pinnacle, right? The height of that first mountain. And then from there, for the most part, it just rinse and repeat. As always, y'all, ABC, always be creating, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.